This is the CHRILLCAST. I almost got you. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will. He asked me an inappropriate joke or question, and he's gonna have me answer it live. That was
Okay,
unfair.
nope. I'm gonna show you exactly what I was joking with you about.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't joke about a game with Leonard Nimoy in it.
What is that terrifying picture? Oh my gosh!
Do yourself a favor after the podcast. Go watch.
Get that.
Go watch.
Don't ever look at
Angry
that.
Video Game Nerd, Seaman. Okay. All right. So what's today, Will?
Today is Wow Car Wednesdays.
No. Do it again.
Okay, it's Wow Car Wednesdays.
And his family's on the other side of this wall. Like, what is going on today? But today we're going to be talking about you guys liking this video, commenting on this video, sharing it on social media, and subscribing to the podcast as we march towards 100 subscribers by the end of the year.
Big 100, baby.
But today our Wildcard Wednesday topic is limited editions / collector's editions. There's a lot of places that sell a limited edition of something. Yeah, whatever. You're right. We'll do just a very famous Halo 3 Legendary Edition. Okay. It's a very famous, it was one of my favorite, personally, limited / collector's editions. Because it comes with the Master Chief helmet. How can you beat that? Oh, don't need the copyrighted music to show up on there. But anyways, we just want to talk about the history of it. I mean, one of the things that, in my opinion, has really kind of screwed with everybody's heads when they go to buy something is the inherent differences between one limited edition versus the deluxe edition versus the special limited time
gold editions and
Amazon edition, the GameStop edition, the Walmart edition, the Target edition. It was like it hit its peak in I would say 2010, 2011. I think that was the peak of it all. Because now we're back down to just like a deluxe and like a special edition, and occasionally there'll be an extra
depends
DLC.
If it's Ubisoft or EA, sometimes Activision. It's like there's like 4 different versions of the game still. And it's so complicated to figure out what the heck is in each one. Remember Anthem?
Oh yeah. Remember when we had Trevor on the podcast and he talked about this exact situation? You just need to confuse the customer to the nth degree.
Yes. And I was very confused.
What's the first special edition you remember ever seeing? Well,
oh man. Honestly, I realize I always fall back to Halo, but the very first one I saw, I knew what it actually meant, and I held it in my hands was Halo 2.
Yeah.
The Halo 2 edition, the Steelbook. I love that edition. And that was the first time I ever saw one of those before. So,
I guess technically the first special edition I saw was probably, does Age of Empires 2 Gold Edition count?
Yeah, it counts.
I mean, it was like a multi-pack. It wasn't really anything special, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I had seen limited editions before that, and also like special editions that were different colors or something like that. But I didn't know what it was at the time.
Like my first special edition that I really knew what it was. I'll just Google it real quick. I'll show you what it was. 3. See if they have. I wonder if anybody's even unboxed it on here. This one, yeah, this is it right here. This is what my brother and I got. And what year did Age of Empires 3 come out?
I remember.
Excuse me.
It's been a while.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember what year that was. 2005. Okay. So 2005, that was the first time I got an actual limited or special edition. I mean, this was one of the coolest ones too, because it came with a really thick art book. We're talking, yeah. See how thick this art book is?
Yeah, that's a legit book.
Oh yeah, and it came with a real produced. Oh, hold on. Oh, I thought he was gonna show it. Remember when I was telling you about that Age of Empires? They had like a little thing where it showed all of the. Look at that! They had like a little thing on each one, and the fourth or the sixth Age of Empires 6, had like a futuristic military dude that looked like the Master Chief. It was pretty neat, but yeah, this art book is really cool, and the soundtrack is amazing. That was the first time I remember personally getting a special edition of something at any point in my life.
So I think this is a perfect example of getting to the heart of what I really want to talk about today. Is the limited editions and collector's editions now don't have this stuff anymore, and they're basically worthless. Everything's digital.
It's all DLC, extra DLC you can get.
They don't take the quality. Like don't get me wrong, there are some games that still do it. There's some Japanese games that do it. There are some indie games that still do it. But even like the most popular releases, say like I don't know, Call of Duty or something, is not going to have something cool like this anymore. Whereas at one point in time they would have.
Well, I can show you what just for example, just on this channel that we own, Persona 3, the special edition of that, this is it right here, came with a little art book. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy cool art book, but it was cool. Came with an art book and a soundtrack, which you don't even get that kind of stuff anymore. See, like here's that's the manual. Hold on. Yeah, see, here's the art book. If it'll ever load. See, here, this is the art book right here. It's not anything massive, but it's cool. And then it came with a CD, if that's the end here, probably. Anyways, the most recent release by Atlas, as far as a special edition goes, was the Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. It just wasn't as good, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it came with an art book that was built into the case. That's not it. Hold on. Here it is. The art book is physically part of the case, which I was really disappointed about. And then the case is part of the art book, so like the discs are physically in the art book. I'm like, really? Yeah. See, that's the case. That's what this physically comes in.
That was a weird decision. Clearly a cost-saving measure.
Yeah, and like the art is about the same size as the art book, but it has 2 discs in it, so there's like very little art compared to the Persona 3 release. And this
but at
is
least
just,
there's something in this,
I mean, it's not like it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm just saying, like, even a company that I really respect has gone much cheaper than.
Well, games don't even come with manuals anymore. I just bought some recently bought new games, and all they have is the warning.
The disc holder.
Yeah, all that's in there now is a warning saying like you'll get seizures if you have such and such, and you play this too long or something.
Right.
That sucks.
See, and then the specialties, DLC. So, your statement holds true. But I'm pretty disappointed in the way that the industry's going. There's very few companies that still push legitimate special editions. But even though this company isn't like, I wouldn't say they're my favorite company, but they still do like decent limited edition games, and usually it's for indies and stuff like that, but it's still cool. I've bought several games from them.
Something I don't understand is having the digital collector's edition, and you also have a physical collector's edition. So how do you have both? Because I mean, it's the same price, and yet the physical one sometimes you'll get like a coin or something dumb like that, and but they're charging the same price. So how does that work? Who's buying that digital version?
For example, they produced this, and this was actually a retail release too, so you could get it for other things. But this came with a soundtrack, a making of DVD, an art book, a manual, a map, all kinds of cool stuff. Like, this is doing a limited edition right, and limited run games. If there's one thing they're doing very well, it's putting out cool stuff like this. I know you haven't bought anything from them yet, Will, because they don't do Xbox games, but
no. But this is the last Wii U game, right?
Yes, I want to say.
think it is. At least
Unless you include digital, because RGT85 made a point that there was another Wii U game coming out. I don't know if it was any good, but it came out. But I mean, overall, I think the last thing we need to talk about here is, what is the current state? I mean, I think you've said it pretty well. It's basically like we're down to just DLC as the deluxe, is the limited edition. You're not getting all this cool physical art book stuff.
No.
And the argument can be made that, you know, art books take up space on a shelf. You look at them like a couple times and you're kind of done with them. But for somebody who's truly caring about the game, that gets the collector's edition because they love a franchise, that person's not going to look at it once. They're going to look at it multiple times. They're going to read it. Personally, for like a quote-unquote deluxe or definitive version, I would pay an extra $5 if it came with a good manual.
Yeah,
for a good manual.
Yeah, if the game was actually complete to begin with, and they're not gouging me for more money,
right?
Yeah, I totally would pay more for the manual and for like an actual like art book, maybe a soundtrack, that kind of thing.
Or make it optional a la carte things. You know, like some people want one thing but not the other. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. I mean, Activision and EA and those big companies have all just distorted my view of limited and collector's editions. Like, you don't have what like Age of Empires 3 had anymore. That type of thing just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm curious, what is the Shenmue 3 special edition? PS.
And sometimes it goes from like you'll have a normal copy, and then the collector's edition is like $300. So there's nothing in between.
This one was only $100. It's not horrible.
This one's $100. Yeah, that's not bad.
I was hoping to see a bigger copy of that picture. Let's see, open. Serves me right. So it's got like a box. Oh, it's a light. Okay. There's a mirror thing, some patches, commemorative Dreamcast case. Oh, that was pretty neat. I saw. He was showing that off. Adam was on his pickups video. Some stickers, the game, and then it all comes in this giant red box, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't notice this. Available 9/9/19. You know why that's important, right?
Why is that important, Chris?
20 years after the Dreamcast launch, 9/9/99. Nice. 90/90/99, as Will put it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, anyways, I'm pretty much like fed up with Activision and EA and them putting out limited editions with DLC. Like, give me something cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or give me like something special that you can't buy later.
Yeah. Or it's like, you know, they'll bring out that $100 version, but it's just a couple weapon skins. Like, that's not collector's edition.
No, it's not. So, I think we're pretty much here where we don't like DLC. If you're calling it a collector's edition, that's not really something you can collect.
No. Yeah.
I mean, you could probably call it limited edition. Mm-hmm. But collector's edition, not true. So, please like this video if you agree with us. Please share this video on social media if you felt like it was a coherent conversation. Please comment on this video and let us know how coherent or incoherent we were.
Yes.
And please subscribe to the podcast if you got through this video from point A to point B. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you
next CHRILLCast.
The next limited edition of the podcast. It'll only be $199.99.
Mm-hmm.